One afternoon, Mami Foma visited her friend Mama Njideka. As they peeled cassava together, she said, "You know that Amara? I heard she wasn't faithful before she married Chika." Mama Njideka gasped. "Ah, are you sure?" "I'm just saying what I heard," Mami Foma replied, pretending to be concerned. The lie spread like fire. Within days, neighbors whispered behind Amara's back. Chika and Amara lived in a small, peaceful neighborhood in Enugu. They were a young couple known for their love and respect for each other. Every morning, Chika would greet Amara with a warm smile before heading to work. Neighbors admired how they held hands on evening walks and always greeted everyone politely. Mami Ifeoma lived next door. She often watched them through her curtain. At first she smiled, but over time something changed. Her marriage to her husband Uche was nothing like Chika and Amara's. Uche hardly spoke to her kindly anymore. Their love had faded, replaced by long silences and constant quarrels. As Mami Foma watched the happiness next door, she felt a tightness in her chest. Instead of dealing with the pain, she let jealousy grow in her heart. She began to find faults in the young couple. "They are pretending," she would mutter to herself. "Nobody is that happy." One afternoon, Mami Foma visited her friend Mama Njideka. As they peeled cassava together, she said, "You know that Amara? I heard she wasn't faithful before she married Chika." Mama Njideka gasped. "Ah, are you sure?" "I'm just saying what I heard," Mami Foma replied, pretending to be concerned. The lie spread like fire. Within days, neighbors whispered behind Amara's back. When Chike greeted them, they smiled, but some began to look at him with pity. Amara noticed the change. She didn't know why people avoided her or stopped inviting her to events. Chike asked what was wrong. She shrugged. "I don't know. Something has changed." One day, Chike came home looking upset. "Did you say something to anyone about your past?" he asked. Amara was confused. "No, why?" He sighed. "People are talking. Someone said you weren't faithful before we married." Amara's eyes filled with tears. "That's a lie," she cried. Chike believed her, but the damage had been done. Doubt crept in, not because he didn't trust her, but because gossip can be powerful. Their once perfect evenings turned into quiet meals and restless nights. Mami Foma noticed the change and smiled secretly. Her plan was working, but she didn't know that envy only brings more pain. As Mami Foma focused on tearing others down, her own home began to fall apart. Uche became more distant. He stayed out late and stopped eating her food. One night, she confronted him. "You don't talk to me anymore. What is wrong?" Uche, her husband, looked at her coldly. "I'm tired. Tired of the shouting. Tired of the bitterness. This is not the life I wanted." Those words pierced Mami Foma, but instead of looking inward, she blamed others. "Is that Amara? She walks around pretending to be perfect, making us look bad." Uche shook his head. "You are jealous, that's your problem." He left the room, and for the first time, Mami Foma felt truly alone. Words continued to spread about Amara. Some said she was seen with other men before marriage. Others added to the gossip with made-up details. Mami Foma didn't stop the lie. In fact, she helped them grow. Amara stopped attending community meetings. When she walked by, some women stopped talking. She cried alone, wondering what she had done wrong. Chika was stunned. He loved her, but the pressure from the community was too hard to ignore. He confronted a neighbor. "Where are you hearing all these lies?" But no one would say. Fear and pride kept everyone silent. One night, Chika and Amara had a heated argument. "You are not doing anything to stop this," she said. "I'm trying, Amara, but when lies spread like this, it's hard to fight back." "So you believe them?" "No, I just don't know what to do." The love they shared was tested. That night, Amara packed a small bag and went to her sister's house to clear her head. Despite the bitterness, Mami Foma felt something. Guilt. She saw the pain in Amara's eyes. She noticed how the couple barely spoke. But instead of stopping, she pushed it down and continued pretending. Meanwhile, her own marriage was falling apart faster. Uche now slept in the sitting room. He didn't look at her the same way. The children started noticing the tension. She began to feel the weight of her action, but pride wouldn't let her admit it. Mama Njideka came to visit Mami Foma. "What's happening between Chika and Amara? They are not themselves." Mami Foma shrugged. "Maybe they are finally showing their true colors." Mama Njideka frowned. "I heard the girl cried in the market. She looked broken. Are you sure we are not hurting her with our words?" That question lingered in Mami Foma's heart long after Mama Njideka left. Amara returned home. She couldn't stay away forever. She tried to smile and act normal, but the stares followed her. One day at the market, a woman accused her to her face. "You think you are better than everyone, walking around like a queen. We know your secrets." Amara burst into tears and ran home. Chika comforted her, but his face was filled with pain. He held her close. "We'll get through this," he whispered, but his voice trembled. Uche announced he was moving out. "I can't live with this anymore. There's no peace." Mami Foma begged, "Don't leave me, I'll change." But Uche was done. He packed his bags and left. The neighbors whispered, but this time, about her. Now Mami Foma was the one people gossiped about. After Uche left, Mami Foma felt lost. Her home, once noisy with arguments, now echoed with silence. The same silence she had once envied in Amara's home. She sat alone in her kitchen, unable to eat. She walked outside and heard two women whisper, "That's the one whose husband left her. Serves her right." Now she tasted her own medicine. She finally understood the pain she had caused Amara. Regret filled her heart, but she didn't know where to begin. One morning, Mami Foma knocked on Chika and Amara's door. Amara opened the door and froze. I came to say I'm sorry," Mami Foma whispered. "I was jealous. I said things. I helped spread lies. I didn't mean for things to go this far." Amara looked shocked. Chika stood behind her watching. "You hurt us," Amara said, voice shaking. "Why would you do that?" "I was unhappy," Mami Foma replied. "But that's no excuse. I'm sorry." She turned and walked away, tears in her eyes. Amara sat with Chika. "She apologized," she said. "Do you believe her?" he asked. "I think she's hurting like we are." They talked for hours that night. For the first time in weeks, they laughed. Slowly, the healing began. They agreed to move forward, together, not based on what people said, but on the love they shared. Mami Foma began to change. She stopped gossiping. She apologized to Mama Njideka and the other women she had lied to. "I don't want to be that woman anymore," she said. Some forgave her. Others didn't trust her yet, but she kept trying. Amara started attending meetings again. She held her head high, even when people stared. When asked how she handled it, she said, "When you know the truth, you must walk in it." Her courage inspired others. Chika supported Amara publicly. At the community garden, he stood up and said, "Lies nearly ruined my home. Let us be careful with our words." There was silence, then quiet applause. Slowly, the tide began to turn. Mami Foma's husband, Uche, returned one day to visit the children. He looked at Mami Foma. "You have changed," he said. "I'm trying," she replied. They talked for a long time. It wasn't a reunion, but it was a start. The neighborhood began to talk less and listen more. People were cautious with gossip. Some even began calling out lies when they heard them. Amara's story changed the community. Mama Njideka visited Amara. "I believed the lies," she confessed. Amara nodded. "But you can choose the truth now." They hugged. A new friendship was born. At the next women's meeting, Amara was asked to speak. She stood confidently and said, "Let's not destroy each other with envy. We are stronger when we lift one another." The room erupted in applause. Uche asked to speak with Mama Ifeoma privately. "I was not a good husband. I gave up too quickly." They both cried. "Let's take it one day at a time," Mama Ifeoma said. One evening, Amara brought a bowl of soup to Mama Ifeoma. "Thank you," Mama Ifeoma said, shocked. "We all need grace," Amara replied. They shared a quiet meal. Chika and Amara spent more time together. They prayed, laughed, and built what was broken. People began to admire them again, but this time for their strength. Mami Foma started a group for women struggling with anger and envy. "We need to heal," she said, starting with honesty. The group grew. The community held a special Sunday service. Pastor spoke about forgiveness. Chika, Amara, and Mami Ifeoma were asked to share their journey. People wept, hearts softened. Uche asked to move back in. "If we are starting again, let's start right," he said. They prayed together for the first time in years. Amara and Mami Ifeoma grew close. They talked, shared recipes, and laughed. One day Amara said, "Imagine us becoming friends." Mami Ifeoma smiled. God has a sense of humor. The past was not forgotten, but it taught everyone something. Gossip destroys, love builds, and forgiveness heals. People in the neighborhood became more united. Events were filled with laughter and respect. The story of Chika, Amara, and Mami Ifeoma became a reminder to choose truth and kindness. One evening, Chika and Amara walked hand in hand, passing Mami Ifeoma's house. She waved at them with a smile. They waved back. Peace has returned, not just to their homes, but to their hearts. And in that small neighborhood in Enugu, love has the final say.